Howdy folks, today we are looking at a Sansui 4900Z. It's this guy here on the bottom. Obviously looks very similar to the 3900Z that we just finished up, at least until it's powered on. The 49 has some fun super modern VU meters that the 3900 does not have. So the reason we've got this on the bench, what we want to see is this, where it just powers on and everything's happy. But what we actually see is this, where you see it's trying to turn on, it's fuzzing, and this is the fairly well-known fuzzy startup problem on the Sansui Z-series. And this is generally due to bad contacts on the main power switch, same thing that we rebuilt on the 39. So I figure the solution to this, to at least get it to power on and see what the next step is going to be to pull out that same power board, rebuild the switch, clean up the contacts, and yeah, that should hopefully take care of it so it at least powers on, and we'll see if there's any other work we need to do before we send it on down the road. So yeah, let's get into it. Now you can see we've had a ton of arcing going on in here. Contacts are in pretty lousy shape. Got some nice burn marks down here. A little bit of burning on this guy as well. Just carbon from the arcing. Now the contacts themselves are going to need a little more than just contact cleaner. These are quite bad, and this series is known for the contact surfaces being bad. So we're going to take off as little material as possible to get back to a clean contact surface here. All right, I think that's pretty good. Looks like it's got a little bit of a dip in the middle, but I don't want to take down any more material than I have to. Same thing on this one. Okay, now you'll see here this all seems a little loose with it taken apart, which is accurate. It is a little loose with it all taken apart. But once it's back together, the cover here does a few things. You can see the kind of center pin here holds this on track, keeps it from moving sideways like this. And then these two pins will be held in place by their respective holes in the top cover. So the whole thing tightens up once it's back together. I think I might want to put just a little more tension on that spring. So once I put this back in, it'll look like it's not going to stay in its track here. We just need to make sure it's all lined up here. And it looks like it's going to try to come out here, but remember, once the cover's on, the centerpiece can't go over to the right and the pin here can't go over to the left. So it actually does stay together and work very tightly once the cover's on. It's just a little scary looking while it's taken apart. All right, all of my readings are what they should be. The bleed downs should still work. We just kept the originals. The switch is switching like it's supposed to. All right, now moment of truth. There we go. Turns on, that's what we want to see. All right, let's see if this thing can make noise. All right, I think that will do for today. Probably for next time, I will, get this thing cleaned up. I'll probably flip a LED into this one to get rid of that really, really warm box right there, and also give it that, nice fresh look to it. Go through and clean up the faders and things, do the normal deoxid dance, make sure it doesn't have any scratches in it anymore. And then we'll probably move this one on down the road. I don't think I'll make another video about it because it's all cleaning and boring stuff. And the other piece is, I think I'm going to look into the single pole switch like this one uses, the single set of contacts, is really, really rare, but there is a double contact switch that is much more readily available that I think is the exact same package, and on the power board there's holes for the other set of pins. So even though they're not used, being able to replace that switch as opposed to rebuilding it would be great, because rebuilding it is a giant pain in the ass. And if I can get new switches that, you know, means I don't have to go through that and it's just a minimal cost there, that'll probably be the direction moving forward. So if I do wind up picking up one of those, I'll probably do a video on showing, you know, any modifications necessary to make the switch that you can still get work. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So yeah, thank you as always for watching, and we will see you in the next one.